Thank you for joining us. I'm Courtney Cole with a WBZ News update and a look at our top stories. Day 2 of jury deliberations in the high-profile Karen Reed murder trial. Today was the first full day for jurors as they decide Reed's fate in the death of Boston police officer John O'Keefe. Jurors came back into the courtroom with a question about the verdict form just a few hours after they began deliberating. We are standing close by while the jury deliberates. Once the jury returns a verdict, we will bring it to you live on WBZ and streaming on CBS News Boston. Former Massachusetts prosecutor Gary Zerola has been convicted of raping a woman 3 years ago. A Suffolk Superior Court jury returned a guilty verdict after just 5 hours of deliberations over 2 days. Zerola was acquitted in 3 previous rape trials, the most recent back in January of 2021. This case happened in 2020 following a night of partying in the North End. Zerola will be sentenced in July. And turning to Worcester, where they're hoping to give some residents some relief from all this heat. The Greenwood Spray Parks opened at noon today, earlier than scheduled. The city also says the beaches at the Crompton Park Pool will open to the public on July 1st, along with Bell Pond, Coles Pond Beach, Indian Lake Beach, and Shore Park. The city says all locations will be fully staffed with lifeguards 7 days a week from noon until 7 at night. And right now we are under a weather alert this afternoon for a chance of severe weather in our area. Let's go ahead and check in with next weather meteorologist Jason Mikell.
Another next weather alert in effect across southern New England, everybody. Wednesday afternoon through the evening and especially the overnight hours. That is going to be the timeline as we start to see more inclement weather begin to move back in yet again. Storms likely to contain heavy downpours, strong winds, and perhaps even some hail. But first things first, especially for our beachgoers and also our boaters, some chops on the water, especially high tide arriving later on this afternoon. And same goes for tomorrow. Some of the swimmers out there, I know it's going to be tempting to get out into the ocean and probably cool yourself off. We do have a high rip current statement that is in effect for today through the evening hours. So be mindful of that, especially and even for the experienced swimmers. It could take you deeper and deeper into the out waters. As far as the cold front, here it goes. Here you can see already some unsettled weather from the Commonwealth, stretching all the way back over to the Arklatex region, stretching all the way in through Indy, Hoosier County area, and even over into the Buckeye State there. We do have that warm front that will also help to lift our temperatures this afternoon around the upper 80s, climbing to near 10 degrees warmer than the average. However, our biggest severe weather threat is outside of the region, and same goes for tomorrow as well, only dealing with a marginal risk. That is a risk 1 out of 5, just some isolated showers and perhaps even some of the thunderstorms, which is why we only have a hail risk and also a total tornado risk, which is both in the low category. Damaging winds, possibly some flooding, and maybe even some modest to heavy rain could likely lead towards some issues there on the roadway tomorrow morning. Heaviest downpours south and also east of the Mass Pike. Anywhere from a ½ inch up to an inch and maybe even some isolated amounts above an inch can also be expected. And added with some of the moist soil, we could also be talking about some trees being damaged as well. Again, we all have to be mindful of the overnight hours and what it looks like heading out early tomorrow morning. Here's the timeline. Around midnight tonight, we start to get the first clouds moving through the atmosphere. That wraparound flow will bring some moderate to heavy rain right into the Boston metro region and also points north, especially in the Merrimack Valley. This could be really heavy at times, especially getting out towards the Cape, where that will be the final act around 9 a.m. tomorrow morning. As we push deeper into the morning and to the early afternoon, we take a lot of the cloud cover out with it. But again, that wraparound flow will likely spark off a few pop-up showers, perhaps even very isolated in nature. As we head into the overnight hours for Thursday night into early Friday, look at that. Crystal clear, barely a cloud in the sky popping up on the map with that north wind. You know it's definitely going to be a much more stable and less humid type of day. 84 degrees outside right now. Again, climbing some more, maybe about 4 or 5 more degrees to around 90 degrees this afternoon. And with the widespread 80s and 70s along the south coast, that humidity is definitely going to be cooking as we look towards the forecast highs again around 90 here in the city. As far as rain chances, this is going to be sort of round 1. Round 2 arriving by Sunday with our next system poised to move back in. Get rid of the high pressure that will allow for more sunshine both Friday and even on Saturday. With our next system arriving on Sunday, more rain is going to be on the way. Cloudy skies on Saturday. And in fact, Sunday is going to be the wettest of the two in terms of the weekend. Once we get that system on out of here, clearing skies as we head into the month of July. Believe it or not, 80 on Monday and 81 on Tuesday. Great way to start out the month of July. Back to you.
Jason, thank you. I'm Courtney Cole, and this has been a WBZ News Update.